Alright, so believe it or not, when I tried to record this at some ungodly hour of this morning, after 3 attempts, excuse me, I decided that maybe I was meant to wait. Alright, so the good news is that it's probably going to be fairly straight to the point because I've said it so often. But this last part is going to be just to throw in all the last little bits of loose ends of info and stuff. So, and then the next videos I'll start actually having a bit more of a format or structure, so it makes sense. All right, so bear with me for one more sporadic video. But all right, so something I said in the first video made me realize that gas, when you have the symptom of gas in whatever way, indigestion or bloated, whatever, so that is your body telling you that you need to check yourself because you're bullshitting to yourself, right? That hexes, curses, black magic, all that sort of stuff, all right? So that it exists, but it doesn't exist, and don't try and understand that at the minute. But basically, what we're receiving messages and readings about, what when you've been cursed or someone's put a hex on you or there's black magic being thrown at you, all right? It's literally when your body processes foreign DNA, all right? So say, food prepping, a bit of DNA went in there. Like, it sounds gross, but if you think about it, that's just what happens. All right. So you ingest another person's DNA, and then your immune system searches it and does its thing, right? Now, while it's processing that DNA, any generational trauma that is attached to that DNA will instruct your immune system to act in a certain way, all right? And so that's why there's so much autoimmune disease and food intolerances and stuff, because we are literally taking on other people's generational trauma, all right? That being said, things like gang stalking, and if you are someone who is experiencing or has experienced gang stalking, please don't instantly scroll when I say this because I'm going to explain, all right? But gang stalking doesn't actually exist. But it does, all right. Now, I got stuck on the gang stalking timeline twice, all right? So I know exactly what it is like to be experiencing gang stalking. I'm lucky in that, due to my level-headedness that I seem to have, in the times when I was on that timeline where it was so real, I was able to, I never fell into that psychosis paranoia because I knew that I was divinely protected, whatever that actually meant. I knew that that if someone was going to take me out, it would have happened a long time ago. So I was lucky in that I was able to maintain confidence, I guess, during it. But and then just as a very quick example of how something can be real and not real, all right? Another timeline that I got stuck on was my mold illness and Morgellons. And so people who are suffering from Morgellons, again, don't just swipe up when I say this, because when I say it doesn't exist, it does exist, all right? And so an example of how something can exist and can't exist, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but on my forehead at the moment, it started as a little white bump, and now it looks actually like it's starting to form an egg, okay? So my body is actively rejecting something out of my body. So the symptoms aren't in your head. It's just that it's not actually synthetic parasites, and do you know what I mean? So I will go into more of that, but this is what I mean. So if you're suffering from Morgellons, for the minute, I just really want you to try and not get caught up in the fear, all right? Because literally, I healed myself from chronic inflammatory response syndrome from Morgellons, literally, once I recognized that it was only the fact that I believed I had it that was allowing my body to have it. All right. So anyway, all right. So back to the karma for the minute. So there's something like of collective accountability and duty of awareness. All right. So if you help someone else clear some of their karmic debt, like that's still karmic debt being cleared. And the end goal is for everyone to clear it, all right? So as long as you're still trying to clear your own as well, like don't feel like everyone has to do their own. We're all in this together. That being said, collective account and duty of awareness. Like, so if you have issues putting up boundaries, and like, don't even talk to me about that. But like if you fail to put up boundaries and basically are letting someone walk all over you, you are allowing, like you're enabling their behavior, which is allowing them to accumulate massive, massive karmic debt, all right? And that actually makes you get your own karmic debt because you failed your duty of awareness, all right? Quickly too, I always forget to say this, but even if you don't fully resonate with what I'm saying, can you please share my videos anyway, alright? Because there are people out there that need to hear this. Like, everyone needs to hear this. I can lead you to water, I can't make you drink. But if you want to clear your debt, the minute you actually look at the karma you're creating, you're going to realize that it's nowhere near as bad as what you thought, and it's just the fear that's... Anyway, all right. Okay, in saying that, so I thought it would be a great idea, like if you resonate with what I'm saying, either show a friend or explain it to them and become each other's accountability buddies. So develop like snapbacks where it could be, something you say or who knows, pull in a funny dance move, anything that is going to be able to interfere with the person, the person getting triggered by what you're saying. So in saying that, like if you are like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about, whether you want to believe it or not, that's you bullshitting yourself. And then by being like, well, I'm not going to share this because she doesn't, like, you're robbing other people of their free will in doing that, and you're just getting more karma, I promise you. It's kind of like the whole, a good friend is a bitch. If you've got something on your face, they're the one that announces in front of the whole table that you've got something on your face, right? Because otherwise, you could be sitting there for 2 hours and then go into the bathroom and see it. And like the accumulated embarrassment from sitting there knowing that everyone knew it was on your face, like that's 500 million times worse, all right? So let's learn to just pull the Band-Aid off. I think that's actually it, which is amazing. If not, I'll just throw things in another video. But yes, hopefully you're keeping up. And again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to not try and make sense of it. In one ear, out the other. A seed will drop. If it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, there's no harm either. All right? So, all right. Whew, I think that's it for the minute. So, okay. Love you long time.